My name is Sarah, also known as Hello the Mushroom. I'm currently living in Norway. I moved there during lockdown, but I used to be based in East London, and that's where I started creating street art. When I do street art pieces, which is mostly paste up, although I've done a couple of mural work in the meantime, they tend to be funny and playful and colorful as well. I had been doing art previously, almost in a different lifetime. But I stopped doing art for a few years. I was busy, paying bills and all this kind of stuff. And then I got sick. And when I was at home recovering from treatments because I had breast cancer, I started painting again because finally I had the moment to actually sit down and do it. and at the time I had already started paying attention to East London street art, and after realizing that there was not really any gatekeeping as such, I didn't have to ask permission to anyone, then I decided to try my hand at it. The first iteration of the paste ups that I made were very much Memento Mori kind of theme. You might say that might have come through what I was going through at the time. So it featured a lot of skulls, but it was not only that, but also I used a lot of fashion magazines as a basis to start building my images on, and it was also a criticism of beauty standards and that sort of thing. I don't see the Memento Mori theme as depressing because it's about living in the moment and appreciating your life for what it is. And a lot of people didn't read it as such. They just saw the death aspect and the negative aspect of death rather than a reminder to appreciate life and the face of death. Nowadays the artwork is a little bit different. The technique is more or less the same, as in I still use a lot of found imagery to start with and then build up on. Now it's a lot more cutesy, but I think it's still a little bit creepy. I find a lot of inspiration from 60s big eye art and that Japanese concept of the kimo kawaii, which is creepy cute basically. So although they seem on the surface a little bit cutesy and smiley, they're also a little bit there's something off with them, It's strange in that respect. I had been looking for a different way to create artwork, and after lockdown and after moving to Norway, I basically had a bit more time to sit down and think and came up with that. I think my work is very reflective of who I am and what I'm experiencing. I try not to be too literal sometimes, but I find my work is quite personal in that sense. It's a lot about my own ideas and what I'm thinking about. And at this point, I mean, I'm in a very happy phase of my life, I guess. So the work kind of reflects that in a way, With the help of a friend, I came up with a tagline for my artwork, and it's stupid ideas about serious things. So there's always a bit of seriousness underneath the happy, colorful exterior aspect, and I think that pretty much reflects myself as a person. I think what I love about putting my work out on the street is definitely sharing it with other people. I think that I was actually thinking about this today, because since I moved to Norway, I don't do street art as much as I used to, because it's a lot harder to put up paste ups in Oslo than it is here. So I started working on other things I wanted to experiment with, such as textile art, and I think that there is a bit of a difference between that work and the work that goes into gallery or something. I think that the paste ups and the street art is more for other people, And the work that I do for the gallery, the textile art, is more for myself. I hope that people, when they see it, that they smile. That it gives them a little bit of a moment to, when you're going around the city and you see something funny and you smile to yourself, and that's it.